Hey guys, my name is Pankaj, and in this video, we will be talking about the Promise.all polyfill. So, we will understand what is a promise and what is Promise.all, and we will create a polyfill for that. So, let's start with promise. So, promise is basically a function that is used for executing any asynchronous task, like you want to execute some API call, or you want to do some operation which whose result is not gonna come at the same time. So that may take some time. That's why you want to wait for it. So for asynchronous task, we can handle that using promises. So let's make a promise here. Um, so we can mimic the promise using the set timeout. Let's say, so the polyfill for this will be like promise dot uh, promise. So this basically takes resolve and the reject function, and inside that we can execute the timer. Let's execute it for 1 second, and then we resolve it. Now to handle this promise, we have to call then function. Inside that we will get the result, and we can print this result. So let's execute this. So our promise is executed. Now, what uh, this promise provides many functions to handle promises. So there are many functions like all settled, any. So today in this video, we will just study about promise.all, and let's first understand what is how we can handle promises using this promise.all. So let's create a promise which uh, can be executed multiple times. Let's say we take a function task, and this can take some time, and inside that we will uh, return the promise. Now in this promise we will execute the timeout with this time, and once our time is over, so in that case we will resolve this promise. Let's say task executed, and let's print this time with it, and let's create few array of promises. We create You can create multiple promise with different time. So we have created this array, and from what promise or dot all will do, this will take this array and execute all the promise, and once we get the result, this will present us the result. So let's try and print this. Now inside that, let it also take catch, which is basically for handling the error if there is any error. So we will console um, promise.all failed, and we will log this error. So let's execute this. So here we can see that this promise, all three promises are executed, and we get the result in the form of array. Now let's say if any one promises get rejected, let's put some condition for rejection. Let's say if it is greater than 2 for 22500 millisecond, then let's reject this promise, and it will be like a task failed, and we will print the time with it. So in that case, the promise will fail. So here we did not get the result of the first two promises because the time greater than 2500. So basically, uh, all first two promises should execute, but third one will fail. But here we are getting the final failed result, and we are not getting the result of the first two. So this is how the promise to all is executed. So if any promise get rejected, so entire promise to all get rejected. So this thing we have to cover up. So what we are going to make promise dot, let's say, my all polyfill. So we will make this polyfill, and for this polyfill, what we will do, we will add this my all function inside the promise prototype. And um, how we can do that? We can create this function inside the uh, polyfill using underscore my proto underscore. So we have to use underscore proto underscore. So inside that we will assign this function my all. So this function will basically take promise list, and this will execute all the promises and will present us the result. So how we will execute? We will execute in this similar way. Let's um, instead of all, let we will use my all function. Right now this will give error because we have, I mean, this will not print anything. So we have to implement this polyfill. So how we can create our promise.all polyfill? So here we will let's say we have the result in this array, and we will iterate over this list, and we will get the result. We will get each promise. So since this function my all should return a final promise, because we have to call then function and catch, so that we can do only by returning a promise. So this promise will return whether we have to re return the result array, or we want to throw an error. So we can use these function to resolve and reject the final value. So for each promise we are executing them using then function, or they it will get rejected. So we have so once we get the result, so we will push that result inside this result array. But if it is rejected, we will reject the entire promise. But how we will resolve if like we have got the result for all the promise arrays. Let's say we have this result and we pushed the result of the first promise, then second promise. So we will keep on pushing until we reach the result length equal to promise line list length. So we will check a condition. We will add a condition here. Result dot length is equals to promise dot promise list dot length. So once this is equal, then we will resolve with the result array. This is the condition. So here we will just rejecting. So while rejecting, we can pass the error, whatever the last promise, whichever first promise, whichever get rejected. So whichever first promise will reject, in that case, this error is thrown, or if all the promises are executed, this uh, result array is returned. So we will let's execute this promise and let's comment this, or let's make it my all promise. So this promise dot execute is, let's comment this. So we are getting for promise dot my all. Let's change the condition for this failure. So here we can see it like all the tasks get executed using my all promise as well as all promise, and the result is same. But if there is an error, so in that case, the promise will reject entirely. So it is producing the same result. So that's the polyfill for my all function. Thank you guys for watching this video.